So Celtic wrap the league title up in style with a third consecutive game where they won 5-0 to become champions of Scotland for the fourth season running. The only downside for them will be, as you can see in the photo there, Jota did come off injured and ended up in crutches. No word yet as of how serious the injury will be, whether it's just precautionary, but you know, all sorts of tendons could be done in terms of the knee, ACL, MCL, meniscus. If he's triple whammied it with all three, it's most likely going to need surgery, and you're looking at a potential 9 month to 12 month recovery for that, which is a shame for him personally because that means he'll miss Celtic's pre-season. But of course, Celtic celebrating yet another championship in Scotland, but they're not finished yet. They will be looking to add the Scottish Cup to make it the treble. In terms of the game, in Dundee United's point of view as well, they'll be happy to get their hardest fixture out the way and potentially push to get as high up those European places as possible with the remaining 4 games. They don't concede many goals, even though they were beaten 5-0 today, so that will be something to shoot for in their point of view. But the game itself, for the first 25 or so minutes, Dundee United were creating some chances at times, just not really troubling Sinisalo. Tame efforts at them for the first 25 or so minutes. Celtic, their opening goal actually was a Ryan Strain own goal. At first it looked as though Jota may have gotten a touch to it, but Strain hits it into the back of his own net, and Celtic at that point hadn't actually had a shot on target at that point, but it was kind of a floodgates moment. It appeared to be anyway, as only a few minutes later, Arnott Engels plays a really good ball down the line for Dyson Maida, and the cross is even better. Nicholas Kuhn gets on the score sheet and rediscovers his early season form with a really fine finish with his weaker foot. And was it around that point, or had it already happened that Jota had gone off injured? Can't really remember actually, but he kind of got his knee stuck in the turf, or his foot stuck in the turf, which twisted his knee. Not a good looking sign when it's something like that, to be fair. But Adam Ida, who did come off the bench, obviously got in on the act for the fourth and fifth goals, but the third goal was scored by Nicholas Kuhn after another ball across the box from Dyson Maida. Ida actually has a swipe at it, misses it, but Kuhn finishes it off. Similarly to, I think it was his second goal against RB Leipzig in the Champions League earlier in the season, and he gets himself back once again on the score sheet. Maida with 2 goal contributions, taking his assist tally to 10 for the season, so he's in double figures for goals and assists now. 43 goal contributions for Maida this season. I think he's definitely going to end up getting player of the season. Obviously, we saw the PFA Team of the Year, which had some players that I had put in my team of the season, but a few that I didn't include in my team of the season, to be fair. That was the players one that was chosen. Then we go into half-time, Celtic 3-0 up, cruising. The title already secured at that point, you would say, given the fact that 1 point would have been enough. But just after the second half starts, Alistair Johnson fires across in the box, and Adam Ida gets in on the act after coming on for Jota. And a few minutes later, Callum McGregor picks up the ball really well in midfield, drives forward with it. Dundee United almost do enough to put Ida off. Adeboyega tried to knock him off balance, but he still managed to finish anyway. Jack Walton probably be disappointed with that. Other than that, Celtic came close a couple other times. Sinisalo was forced into a good save at one point as well, when Dundee United did a rare 40 forward in the second half. But Celtic cruise through to a 5-0 win in the end and get the league title wrapped up. There was a couple of course protests from the Celtic fans, tangerines and footballs being thrown onto the park. You got to question how you can get into the ground with stuff like that, and you can't get in with a bottle with fluids in it. But hey ho. Personally, you can see where they're coming from, because football prices nowadays for tickets are ridiculous. But doing stuff like that, particularly the time the tangerines were thrown in the park at 0-0, it just halts your own team's momentum as well. So I don't personally agree with it. Brendan Rodgers didn't seem to agree with it either. But, you can see where they're coming from, definitely, with the prices of tickets nowadays. Season ticket renewals came out for some clubs, and some I've been seeing online complaints about the pricing for that, and it doesn't even include certain games. On top of the fact that Dundee United apparently charged around near enough 50 quid for the away support and a tenner for the home support today to go along to the match. It's clubs obviously want to make money, but we don't want to get to a stage like from some of the WWE videos I was on the channel. WrestleMania tickets apparently to go to both nights, sitting near the front row, 30 grand it costs some people. So you don't want to price fans out of the game and getting to a stage where it's just corporate people, not real fans, that are going to games. It would be a shame. But that's going to do it for the video at the moment. Celtic have but one thing left to play for, which is the Scottish Cup final, of course, which leaves next week's derby between Celtic and Rangers very interesting, given the fact that Rangers season, they've got nothing to play for, and Celtic now have nothing to play for in the league. Celtic may be the slightly more motivated of the two to get their, quote, wins back, although Rangers might have a bit of motivation themselves to try and at least finish the season with the derby bragging rights. So you never know. It'll still be interesting to see how both teams approach the game next weekend. As it stands when I'm recording this, the games for 3 o'clock kickoffs have just kicked off. And just before hitting record, St Johnstone had taken the lead against Motherwell. Unless that has been disallowed, when I do the recordings, make sure that I've not got any notifications to interrupt me. Thanks again for all the new subscribers and viewers as well. Please subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next one.